Welcome back to GCTV and welcome back to your review of the opening round of the GCL in Mexico City. Shanghai Swans lead after a very impressive double clear. There are a handful of teams on double clear, and let's jump straight into the reaction and take you back to some of those best performances. Let's start then with the Shanghai Swans, who you heard from just a few moments ago. Christian Allman and Katrien Akkerman came out today. Mandato and Chao Li, very impressive, and they knew coming into the competition that they needed to bounce back. They have been missing that form that we saw in 2021. And Christian Allman trying his best to get the team back to winning ways. A very impressive clear from him on his 10-year-old. And then Katrien Akkerman, who is proving to have a really, really good 2022 already, jumps clear as well on Chao Li, still just 9 years of age. And they take the pole position for the second round of GCL taking place tomorrow as Super Saturday edges closer. Now, Hamburg Giants are also a very interesting story because after a very good start to the year, they've started to move the conversation away from stealing points from the frontrunners to actually becoming one of the front runners themselves. They find themselves in second place at the end of GCL round one. And once again, two very, very good performances from Bart Bless and Jur Vlieling. First man out the gate, finishing in a very impressive 78.66. We thought was okay. Bart Bless, then Jur Vlieling, putting together the fastest round of the day on Fiumicino, making Bart Bless's time seem incredibly slow. But the clear is what mattered. Doing it at the speed that he did, well, that was just absolutely sensational from Jur Vlieling. A double clear from Hamburg Giants as they continue now to keep the pressure on. They are in third place on the overall championship standings. And another good performance in Mexico City could see them make up ground on Madrid Emotion, could see them make up ground on the Berlin Eagles, both of those teams which haven't really done particularly well in the opening stages. So the door is open for the Hamburg Giants to really try and steal some points off their championship rivals. What about New York Empire? Always everybody's second favorite team, and seemingly always just somehow find a way to stumble. That was not the case today as New York Empire came out with real gusto. And they put together two very impressive rounds to make sure that they too stay double clear. Spencer Smith on Quibell, jumping clear. Georgina Bloomberg keeping a very close eye on matters. Clear for Spencer Smith. Dennis Lynch on Brooklyn Heights, his 13-year-old Chestnut, following up with a very impressive clear of his own, making sure that the American team now finish in a range that will see them technically in third place. So strong performances from New York Empire, from Hamburg Giants, and from the Shanghai Swans. And it doesn't stop there because the very impressive rounds continue to come through. Saint-Tropez Pirates, just during the break, in fact, this evening, we spoke about a very impressive performance from both Mikey Penda and Daniel Deusser because they, in fact, were the first team to deliver the double clear of the day, the first double clear of the day. Let's take you back to the Saint-Tropez Pirates and remind you just how and why Mikey Penda and Daniel Deusser got the ball rolling. HHS Calais, the 11-year-old Bay, putting together a really strong round as the young Mikey Penda continues to grow and continues to develop. Followed by Daniel Deusser. Well, he needs no introduction. Neither does Killer Queen need any introduction. The two of them putting in really good performances, staying double clear and keeping the Saint-Tropez Pirates very much in the mix. Now, we caught up with Mikey Penda following his performance to get some reaction to their rounds, to their jumps today in Mexico City.
Callag's been in brilliant form, and the difficult part was the middle line for me, and the 7 was very quiet to the Black Oxer with the plank in the front. But he waited very good, and he jumped it fantastic. He's in brilliant form, and he's been in brilliant form all year, and hopefully we can keep going.
Hopefully they can keep going. Well, based on form, Saint-Tropez Pirates do look very good, but they know that there'll be a very impressive Shanghai Swans, Hamburg Giants and New York Empire that are standing by. If I'm not mistaken, Frederick de Buck will be joining us momentarily. We'll go back to Mexico City in a few moments and just try and catch up with him to get his thoughts, to try and get his reaction as to what has taken place, because some very impressive performances that I would love to hear from him to find out exactly how he is feeling. Well, let's see if we can go back to Mexico City. Frederik de Backer, let's head over to you, sir. Well, it has been a rather entertaining weekend to start already. And maybe if I can start with Valkenswaard United. A lifeline, I think you called it in the commentary. And again, Gilles Thomas vindicating his selection. Great round from him. Good fight back from the defending champions, wasn't it?
Absolutely, it was a great round from Gilles Thomas. Good round as well from Edwina Tops-Alexander. Unlucky in the finish. Let's discuss it straight away with the man who produced, if you think about it, only the first clear for Valkenswaard United this season. You produced only the first clear. It does put things in perspective how the team has been struggling. If this is 3 stages on only the first clear, how do you feel about that clear?
Yeah, for me it was a great start for Valkenswaard United. First time now for this year. Also actually the first time that I rode Luna in the team competition. But yeah, she was jumping fantastic 2 weeks ago in Miami, and I think she's still in the same shape as 2 weeks ago.
A little bit tricky there at fence 5 at the Liverpool. What happened there?
Yeah, after number 5, from 5 to 6, there was 7 slides quite short. So I was thinking I have to have a small jump on fence number 5, but was a
bit too deep.
A bit too deep. I had already 1 stride more than expected. At the end was maybe good for the line after, but yeah, Luna is such a fighter, so she handled it well.
Gilles, the team sits on a score of 4. There's 4 teams on double clear. Then there's 1 team on 1 time fault, and then a whole group of teams. I think in total we're with 10 inside 1 rail. Let's be honest, everything is possible at this point.
Yeah, that's true. It would be better that we had 2 clear rounds today. It was an unlucky fault from Edwina. I think the horse was jumping really good. But just yeah, not really the luck on our side today. But hope today we have a bit more luck.
Did you speak with Edwina after the round? Did she give you any explanation about the fault or any insight?
Yeah, she said a little bit the same. She thought the distance was good and he was jumping good. And I saw, because it was a few jumps of her, and yeah, jumped really good. Just think yeah, a bit unlucky there, yeah.
In the previous class, the meter 45 two-phase class, we saw Kung Fu with Laura Kraut come out of the ring. Laura Kraut with an amazing smile from ear to ear. She was delighted with how the horse has jumped. Is there any idea yet about what the team is going to do going into GCL round 2?
No, for the moment I don't think so. Maybe Jan has already an idea, but me not now.
Not so far. All right, no. Gilles Thomas. Congratulations on a tremendous clear. First clear for Valkenswaard United, Mark, in this 2022 season. That does put things in perspective, but I think this young man has thrown Valkenswaard United a lifeline.
I think he has indeed. Frederik de Backer, thank you very much. Gilles Thomas, thank you very much. And as Frederik pointed out, the first double clear for Valkenswaard United, and we are 3 events into the year. It shows you just how difficult life has been for the defending champions. Edwina Tops-Alexander and fellow Castlefield coming out first, and a very, very late fault for the Australian. That final fence, in fact, going down to her frustration. You could see how irritated she was after jumping a very good round to see that final fence fall. And then, as you mentioned, Gilles Thomas, the young Belgian, on Luna van het Dennehof, producing the first clear for the team this season. On his seasonal debut as well, certainly vindicating his selection. We haven't got any clarity as to whether or not he will then jump in the second round. We'll find out, of course, probably overnight or early in the morning as to whether or not he will continue to jump in the second round, or whether or not Laura Kraut will be brought in to jump the second round alongside Edwina Tops-Alexander. They find themselves in 9th place as it stands now, which already is a massive improvement on their overall 14th position on the standings. So if Valkenswaard United can put together a decent second round, perhaps a 4 and clear, double clear either, they could well then see themselves make up some pretty decent ground on the overall standings. But as we said, a lot of teams have jumped very well in the opening stages, so it will mean that life will not be that easy for Valkenswaard United. Frederik de Backer with us once again. Hamburg Giants, Frederik, have been very impressive, and we said that this conversation needs to change from they're taking points from others to, in fact, they are winning those points for themselves. Yes, it's still early days, but Hamburg Giants are looking like the real deal, aren't they?
They do. They really do. The only remark, the question I have in my head is, so far, just like Berlin Eagles actually, it's a two-man team. It's Bless and it's Vrieling. But what they are showing is tremendous. Think of Doha, round 1 and round 2, outstanding. Miami, round 1, outstanding. Mexico City, round 1 here, outstanding. They just had that blip in Miami Beach in round 2. But for the rest, spot on, perfect. And the man that emphasizes that performance is Jur Vrieling, with not only the fastest performance in round 1 in Miami Beach, he does it again here on a completely different surface, on the same horse, in a completely different ring, here in Mexico City. So for me, it's Jur Vrieling, the man that we have to challenge and ask. Jur Vrieling, congratulations. I did not think that this was going to be your plan. I thought with Barbless coming out with a slow clear, it was a slow clear. I thought you were going to keep it nice and easy and aim for a normal clear, but that was blazing fast. You compensated 10 seconds on the time of Barbless.
Yeah, thank you, Frederick. Fiumicino is really a top horse. He jumps even better if I go a little bit quicker. When he's running a little bit to the fence, I can keep him a little bit in my hand, and then he feels more safe, he feels better.
More support.
So, more support, so I must not go too slow.
Yeah. Half a second slower than the leaders, than Shanghai Swans. Again, going in to round 2 on a super comfortable double clear, just like in Doha as well. We started talking about Hamburg Giants after Doha as, okay, you know, they've had this good result, it won't last. Miami, in the end, you came out really well. It could have been better if that round 2 would have been good, but still you're third, and now you come out with this. Should we change the narrative about Hamburg Giants?
I think so, absolutely. We have to keep pace, but we have a strong team. We still have Simon de Lestre, Suus Kuijten, so we can compete on and on. And in Miami, okay, I did win the first class with Fiumicino. He was fast. We were really happy to win it, but I didn't have a good feeling. The horse didn't feel so good there, didn't like it there so much, and now I have a terrific feeling. So I think that's different than there, and we go with all the faith and then good mood into the second round, and I think we have quite a good chance. It's warm here. The attitude is totally different than in Holland. So I have to feel what my horse gives me, how much he gives me that he thinks from is good. And we go tomorrow again, and maybe not then in the Grand Prix, but we go for the team. I'm, of course, not the team manager, but the team sits again in an excellent situation. You've got 2 horses that have jumped, that have produced the double clear here in round 1. Don't change what is broken. Don't fix what is broken. Or are you thinking about changing anything, riders or horses? Probably Bart is riding tomorrow crisscross and this one in the Grand Prix. But that is the decision of our team manager, Munem Dani. I have to speak also with him, but I think he will put Fiumicino for sure again in the team. Okay.
Jur Vrieling, congratulations. Before I let you go, it does feel like an outsider team that this is once again a unique opportunity to poke those top teams a little bit. Shanghai Swans, Paris Panthers, to maybe steal points, but really become competitive and point out, hey, Hamburg Giants is a team, is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, okay. I think we have good riders, and then we are lucky. We have a good sponsor. We have really good horses. It's still a really long season. But with riders like Linda Heat coming for some shows, I think we make a chance. Okay, maybe not to win, but a top 4 to be directly in the semi-final, that should be great.
That's the ambition. All right, Jur Vrieling, thank you very much. We let you go. I'll take a microphone from you and wish you best of luck. Jur Vrieling, Mark, ambitious. You remember him, he was on Prague Lions. You had a very different Jur Vrieling. He's got the comfort of more horses. He's being surrounded with competitive riders. And he's got support of a good sponsor in SF Equestrian behind Hamburg Giants. It could be a force to reckon with, those Hamburg Giants.
I agree with you, Frederick, 100%. Already in 3rd place on the overall standings, going into the second round on double clear. If they put in a good performance tomorrow, they'll continue to earn themselves some valuable championship points. and maybe then that top 4 finish does become a real reality for Hamburg Giants. But what about the Berlin Eagles, the championship leaders, the team that everybody is chasing? We've had this perfect run from Ludger Beerbaum and Miller thus far in 2022, and I would hate to break Berlin Eagles' heart, but I need to inform you that that perfect run unfortunately came to an end in the opening round of Mexico City, as Ludger Beerbaum and Miller, his 10-year-old grey, finally saw a fence fall. Coming home in 4 did Ludger Beerbaum, but then Christian Kukuk put together a really strong performance and made sure that he stayed clear on Mumbai, and because of that still keeps Berlin Eagles kind of in the mix. And because of that now, we still see them staying there and thereabouts on 4, one of a handful of teams that find themselves on 4. We'll remind you of the overall standings and the round 1 standings in a few moments' time. What about Paris Panthers? We spoke about them in the pre-studio. 2 incredibly seasoned riders, 2 really experienced professionals in Ben Mayer and Darragh Kenny. Both of them coming out hoping for a double clear today to keep the pressure on their direct rivals of the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, on Berlin Eagles, on Madrid Emotion. But unfortunately for Darragh Kenny and Great Tequila J, we saw a fence go down. He came home in 4, and then this really impressive team of Ben Mayer and Feltic HB continuing to impress as they stayed clear, keeping Paris Panthers on 4 and keeping them pretty much in the hunt as well. Now, for Paris Panthers, where does it leave them? How does Ben Mayer feel going into the second round? Let's hear his thoughts on the performances in round 1.
After Miami, the small ring, I think all the horses are enjoying this beautiful big grass arena here, and Feltic jumped immaculately today, so hopefully it's a good start for the weekend. It's a big course, there's quite a big atmosphere here, a lot of people on the side watching and everything, so I think the clever course builder, I think the 6.5 strides to the plank oxer is going to cause some problems, and later on the double of verticals, but at this level there's always tricky courses, and but just very happy with how my horse jumped today. I tried to go as quick as I could actually after Darragh had the 4 to keep us a little bit on the back part tomorrow. I don't know how quick he was, but if we can try to be one of the faster 4 faults, it might be an advantage tomorrow, but it means we have to jump clear rounds tomorrow.
It might have to jump clear tomorrow, that is for sure. They have the ability, they have the horsepower, so they will be able to be one of those teams that is able to deliver a double clear on Super Saturday. Paris Panthers, are they still in contention for a Mexico City title, despite a handful of teams on double clear? We'll have to wait and see. Let's remind you as to how things stand at the end of GCL round 1. Let's show you the tables now and remind you, Istanbul Sultans, unfortunately, a tough season continues for them. Disappointment for Rome Gladiators, who have been really good, 5th on the overall standings thus far. Somewhat disappointing today, coming home in 12. And Stockholm Hearts continue to struggle, as they did in Miami. Now, again, finding themselves on 8. And Madrid in Motion, your second team on the championship standings, 2 on 4. Falkensvaart United finally putting together themselves a decent round as we find our way to the top half of the table. Berlin Eagles, your championship leaders, down in 7th. Paris Panthers, we just heard from Ben Mayer, currently in 6th. And Saint-Tropez Pirates, New York Empire, Hamburg Giants and Shanghai Swans, your 4 teams on double clear. And which of those 4 teams then will be able to go on and dominate on Super Saturday? Time will tell. Stay with us on GCTV as we come back to you tomorrow for Super Saturday. That will include the second round of GCL and, of course, the LGCT Grand Prix of Mexico City as well. And don't forget to catch the latest episode of Team Talk. That will be available for you as well. So much content, so much jumping to look forward to, and we continue to bring you the best in show jumping here on GCTV. Stay with us and be here again tomorrow for round 2 of Super Saturday here on GCTV. Good night.